Hi, my name is Audrey Oswald, and today I'll be giving my oral presentation. A lot of different people have gotten to Valor a lot of different ways, but today I'm going to be talking about how I, myself, have gotten to Valor. So it starts off at the very beginning, like around probably before I was born, and when I was a little kid. It all started with my dad. He has always followed Pastor Rod Parsley throughout all the years. I remember him specifically telling me that he would listen to Pastor Rod Parsley on the radio, and he grew just this fondness of him, and he really appreciated everything he's done for the ministry. He really appreciated the work that he put in and how God has blessed him and how Pastor has just been able to grow such a ministry. So I have to say the foundation for everything started off with my dad. And, as I've grown up over the years, like before I came to college, I would always hear all sorts of things about Pastor. We would watch YouTube videos of him when, YouTube was becoming a thing. We would watch videos of him. We would hear stories about him, all sorts of things. Like, Rod Parsley and World Harvest Church has been a pretty big part of my life, even though, I had never gone to the church, or I had never really been old enough to actually understand who Pastor Parsley was, or how things worked in that area. But I definitely heard about him. I heard about him all the time. And as I had gotten older, I was homeschooled in a Christian house. Like I said, my father was a pastor. My mom, she's a traditional mom. We had the nuclear family type deal. And so I was raised with very Christian and morally sound ethics. I think that would be the word. And I was just raised in that kind of way. And so when I was trying to think of a place to go as I got older for college, there was just nothing that really clicked and stuff like that. But like I said, as I was getting older and I was a freshman in high school, my father brought me and my college-age friend to Valor Christian College for a VIP tour. And, she was kind of like, she ended up not coming to the school and that kind of stuff. We were all disappointed for her in that. But as I was here, it was really affecting how I had seen the school and how I had seen the church. And when I got here, I remember us going for a Valor Chapel, because they do that for some of the VIP tours. And when we got there, they had pre-service prayer going on. And I remember the whole, I think it was a lot of the students there. They were all in a big circle down at the front of the tabernacle. And they were all standing up and linking hands. And they had some leaders walking in between the circle and stuff like that. And they were all praying. And they were all really praying. Like, they were speaking in tongues. They were crying out to God. It was very powerful. And when I was younger, I hadn't experienced that much of that much power and the presence of God. I hadn't taken it seriously. I wish I would have, but I hadn't really taken it too seriously. And when I got there and I saw younger people, not just older people in the church like I had normally seen, but I saw younger people 18, 20, 22, those ages. They were all really seeking God and praising him and just worshiping him. And that really impacted me in the way I saw the school. I saw people that were genuine about this place, and they were genuine in their desire to be here and worship God and that kind of thing. And so I remember I had taken a video on my phone, and I had videoed what was going on. And when, we had finished the tour and we had gone back home, I remember telling all my friends about how awesome the place was. I was telling them it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I was telling them that service, that little pre-service prayer that they were doing, was one of the most powerful things I had ever experienced. And as a freshman in high school, that was I'd say that's pretty impactful, because, young teenagers, it's just kind of weird. But that really impacted me, and it was always just in my heart. I would always think about that whenever I would think about World Harvest. I would think of that experience, and I still have the videos in my phone today, so every once in a while when I go back, I just watch them, and it just brings this fondness to me and an appreciation for what Pastor has done, and that that fire has been sustained through the years, back when it was World Harvest Bible College, now that it was Valor College. The fact that it has been sustained for that long, I really grew an appreciation for that. And like I had mentioned earlier, as I was getting more college age, like, 16, 17, 18, that's when you have to start thinking about where you're going to go, what you're going to do. And as I would think about it, like, there were little things that thought I could do, because I like doing different things. I like trying out new things. But one part of me that's always been consistent is that the church has always been consistent in my life. Like I had mentioned before, my father's a pastor. My mom is the worship leader of my church. So I was always involved, always at church, always doing stuff like that. So that has always been a major part of my life. And with my mom being the worship leader, she raised me up singing. And I believe God has really placed a gift on me to sing. And so as I would think of where I could go or what I could do, nothing really hit a spark with me. I couldn't really think of anything that I would want to do or want to go to college for. And so then my parents had suggested to me, what about Valor Christian College? And at first I was a little bit skeptical, because it didn't seem, as I'd gotten older, it didn't seem as exciting to me. And so I was a little bit skeptical, but I had agreed to go through with it because, Dr. Rod Parsley, we know his reputation. His reputation precedes him, and it's dependable. Pastor Parsley is a general of the faith, so we're thinking if his church is so good, even though it's been a few years, I can only imagine that his college has been just as good or gotten better. So I've got it in my mind now that, okay, Valor is the place I'm going to be going. Valor is where I'm going to go. So as I would think about that, I would get excited and I would kind of go back and forth. But overall, I was excited about going to Valor and excited about going to Pastor Parsley's school. As for finances, I am really grateful to my parents. They have been such a blessing. I've really been blessed for that. My dad, he's always been a very smart guy when it comes to finances, and they did not want me to be able to have student loan debt in my name. So they have been able to help me in my endeavors in going to college. They've been helping me pay for it, and it has really been a blessing from the Lord that we've been able to afford this. And yeah, it's just, I'm really grateful to God for it. And, I graduated high school. The prep to getting to Valor was very exciting. I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to meet so many new friends. I'm going to get to do so many things in the church. The college experience is going to be so fun. And, it has been. It's been so fun. It's been very fulfilling. I've really enjoyed everything I've gotten to do. I have been very involved in the church. I'm on our chapel frontline worship team. I get to sing in front of thousands of people on the online streaming, and the people that are here in campus. It's just such a blessing to have this opportunity to be able to do these things. And it's great, and I really appreciate that God has allowed me to be able to come here. And the timing, I was just talking to my friend about this recently. God's timing is always the right timing. He knew when I needed to come and how I was going to get here. So I just thank him and praise him for it. And so that is how I got to Valor. Thank you.